Oh, it just looks beautiful. The colors and everything look amazing.
Not too bright. I think that's too bright.
Is that too much?
I think.
All right, don't tell my secret here. Put it over. Let's blow it out. Okay. Man, oh man, y'all. Tornadoes in the Midwest in December. Who ever heard of it? Raise your hand if you ever heard of it. Where did you grow up?
History is filled with almosts. With those who almost adventured.
Don't skip those commercials. Let them play. But yeah, we've lived. How long have you lived here?
At this house?
In Missouri.
Oh, my whole life.
Yeah. When have you ever heard of big tornado outbreaks in December?
The only thing I heard, thunder snow. That's when you get a lot of snow. But
Yeah. Yeah.
there's everybody.
We're gonna hang on tight real quick and see who can show up and who can. What up, Doug? What's up? Killing it. 110. Happy anniversary, baby. Today's our anniversary too.
Isn't that nice?
But we're splitting up. I'll tell you guys about it tomorrow. Man, my hearts and prayers are out with everybody with this tornado. We're going to talk about it real quick. We're going to talk about the change in the weather that we have observed here. And then we're going to go through some stuff with you guys, like what was going on with us while all this was happening. The actual tornado started or touched down for sure in Missouri, and it actually was just not too far from us is where it started rolling out. One person died, I think, maybe two people there, and there's some destruction going on there not too far from us. And then it just rolled across the whole Midwest like a monumental, biggest, baddest tornado that they ever had. So I hope and pray that, you know, all those people, man, they're just going to be busy putting their stuff back together. But man, whew, I couldn't even imagine it. Now we do live in Tornado Alley, so you know it's just part of the thing. But you don't get tornadoes in December around where we're at.
Okay, how does it get going?
That's how you read it, right like that. See that arrow? That means you're not caught up. As when you see that arrow, that means if you hit that, then you're caught up. Okay.
Oh, okay.
All right. I got to teach you how to work all this high fancy stuff.
Yeah, because I don't know.
Oh,
There's someone at the door.
there's Molly. She feels left out.
Yeah, Molly, she can knock at the door. It's funny. And if you don't answer, she just keeps knocking.
Hi, Molly. We're having a live show and they're waiting for you.
There she comes. She was excited. She was eating a bone. I'm making soup today. Making like a hearty beef kind of soup, vegetable soup. And so I had some, you know, soup bones. And so she gets some of them and she had the best time. They're right there.
All right, so you guys, we're going to hang out for a second here. We got a little bit of time this afternoon. Those are all the questions you already missed.
Yeah, because I couldn't find
And that's
them.
where we are now.
There we go.
All right, so
Okay.
if you got questions, you have to leave them in all capitals, and then that way we can see them because we're sitting way over here and we got old people eyes. Actually, we have pretty good vision for old people. Let's see what happened. Okay, so did you guys even watch the video I just did about going to get the wood from a buddy of mine? And then you see that I took it over the next morning. And the next morning I came out of the house and there was like this misty, foggy yuck outside. And the temperature had dropped quite a bit. And then through the day it warmed up.
Oh, it got warmer and warmer. It was like at night. And I was out doing chores. There was no wind and it was warm. I didn't have to wear hardly even a sweatshirt, which is crazy.
And she commented about how.
And I thought, this is just weird. It was just really, really weird. I mean, nothing. It was really still. It was crazy. And then you can kind of see at night, you know, the front coming in and the lightning. And oh, it's crazy.
And then the rain picked up and then it started raining. We had like spurts of a little bit of rain and then no rain, then heavy rain. And so one thing, if you live in Tornado Alley, you're taught, you know, because you grow up here, is that you watch the weather. And when you get these storms and, you know, everything's coming down on you and stuff, when it goes totally quiet, like the rain stops and the wind stops and it just gets bone chill quiet, that's when you know. And then that's when you got to really look to the skies, you know. So we're keeping an eye on it the whole time. But man, you can just really see the weather change. And
that's the one thing I will say about living out here. We've gotten really good at looking at and kind of looking at the weather and knowing something's up. You know, if you have that severe weather change and things like that, we just, I'm like, okay, get ready. We might need to go down the root cellar.
Yeah, that's the good thing that we do have the root cellar, and the root cellar actually has a concrete ceiling on it, so it's its own concrete box. That was another reason why we designed it and put it in that way. And you know, if we have a tornado, the whole building could fall on top of it, and we'll still be able to get out. See. A lot of times if you have structures, how could I say it, you know, just the regular floor and everything in the basement, that's why they ask you to get into an interior room, or, you know, make sure you have a door jammer on you, so that can blunt the weight of everything falling on top. Everything could actually come down into the basement. So that was one thing I liked about the ICF root cellar that we put in. It was a whole box, so it was super secure. So let's see, the scariest thing you've had to deal with during your journey. Shoot, man.
Scary?
Scary. During this journey of living off grid.
Well, your finger was
yeah,
exciting.
The 2 accidents I just had probably were the worst.
The rib, for me, the rib one was worse for me.
Yeah. I was cool with it. As soon as I was on the ground.
No, you weren't cool with it.
Well, I mean, I knew I didn't have a normal thorax, which means a collapsed lung. So once I knew that, I knew there was nothing anybody could do for me, and that I just had to let it heal, right? I knew that I was okay that way. But you guys have to listen to your bodies, because, I mean, a broken rib, we had 1 in 2 places. If it comes apart, it can actually, you know, if your bones are like this, it can come apart and then end up stabbing you somewhere. So, man, you want to be careful about that. So I just rolled into the chiropractor, got a x-ray, confirmed what we knew, and then we just sat around. But it was pretty,
well, it's after it happens. That's the one thing I can't stress for anyone, no matter where you live, to kind of be up on your first day, kind of
yes.
up. It's so important. You know, go to your local fire department, you know, get books, learn about first aid, taking classes. You can do a lot of stuff online now. Really get, you know, CPR, first aid. Those are so huge.
Learn what happens about shock and what happens when people go into shock.
That, and it was kind of a little, you know, scary.
That was worse on the ribs. I had more shock than I did with the fingers. So.
Yeah, no, you were in so much pain. It was terrible. So that was might have been my scariest thing.
I think so, yeah. I mean, there was one time when I almost drowned in the Colorado River. That was probably the scariest thing that we've had.
We were with the kids too. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that was really, All right. We went water rafting.
Okay, yeah, it's earth control weather. No matter how big-headed we get, earth is in control. Yeah, except for when they're spraying the heck out of the skies, and I don't want to get into all that stuff, but it's been real heavy lately.
Oh, there's lots of people that say that was a man-made.
They have been blasting our skies. I don't want to be that guy with the tinfoil hat on and everything, but I'm no, you know, dummy neither. I got my eyes open, you know. But yeah, it was real bad, and all leading up to that, and then all of a sudden, right, history breaking. So, don't, you know, we did a video about it a while ago, right, guys? But we don't want that to, you know, when we're hanging out here. If you guys want to talk about that stuff, I could light it up right now with what's going on in our country and the mindset of people and what's going on with all this other stuff going on. You know what I'm talking about. And everything else. I mean, I could just go on, but here we just try to make this a place so you guys can come and learn the skills that you might actually need, right? Because if the grid goes down, if a tornado blows through, if you are without electricity, that's what we're here for. We don't, you know, live with solar. We live pioneer ways. We got the candles, we got the lamps. Everything we do besides the generator is all old school stuff, you know.
And I got some new candles that I love. Oh my gosh.
This right here.
These are called Radiant.
Don't tell them. No, don't tell them.
Oh, stop.
No, you have to have your own little.
No, it's no big deal. And you can see, they sell a lot of them at the places, but this one's like the best one.
She just loves it. It looks so real. It flickers. It's on batteries.
You can put it, and the batteries last forever. And
it lights up pretty good.
It lights up the whole,
pretty good.
So what happens is you can put it to one setting to the right, and it'll go ahead and it will stay on for like 6 hours, and then it turns off, and then you don't have to mess with it. Then the next day it'll turn on the exact same time.
See how it flickers like that? You guys have seen these. They just look like real candles.
And then if your kids are around, they won't get burned.
Yeah, they can fall.
Oh no, this is the
and they work pretty good. You know what I mean? So if you're living off grid, like little stuff like this can really be, you know, a big deal.
This is huge.
Yeah.
Because I put the batteries in here and they last forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. And I'll just turn them on at night. I love it. It's really nice.
If you guys are by any of those places too, they got hit by tornadoes. I know there's a lot of good Samaritans showing up. So make sure if you can help out, if you're around there, that you can go donate some time. Maybe if you have a trailer, or maybe if you have extra coats or jackets or just stuff. I mean, I don't know. But a lot of people are going to have to pull together for that community right now to help make that situation, a little bit better for everybody. So put your questions in all caps, and if you don't hit the thumbs up, you can't ask a question. So make sure you hit the thumbs up. What happened to your solar? Yeah, we're going to talk all about the solar. Is that my buddy Steve? Yeah, Steven from across the pond. Yeah, it's we're going to talk about the solar. You guys got to be careful out there. I'm telling you, I'm in the firm belief that a lot of these companies are basically mooching off of the federal government subsidies. They're taking that good solid product, right? So we've got experience with several different type of solar stuff so far, and I'm just not that impressed. You guys know I'm hard on the solar stuff, and unless you're dropping, some big coin, you're just going to run some lights, but we can't run our fridge. We had to take the fridge out of the house. We took the freezer out of the house. We put the freezer down at mom's.
See, that's what we're saying, because at least we practice and we know how to do all this stuff. Like when we don't have water or something happens or you spring a leak or who knows. I mean, at least we kind of know. We always go back to our old way
of living. Yeah.
So, I mean, I find now, we do have some lights and we're running them with the generator right now, but I like it when the sun goes down. I'm cool. I like the ambiance of the lights because it gives you that kind of mood. It's really nice. So I do my candles, and then a couple people are asking. These are called radiance.
Radiance.
So I'm sure you can find them online. They come in a little box. They come in different sizes, and I love them.
So you were talking about the ambience of the lighting, but what else does it do with health, Stacy?
Yeah, when you have to your sleep-wake cycle
after you eat dinner. Go ahead, tell them, girl.
Well, after, when the sun starts going down, your body starts to settle down. And then we have all this.
It's a natural
light.
cycle.
Yeah, the light, we have the computers on all the time, the TV's on. So your body's thinking, I'm up.
All the lights in your house because, it's nighttime outside.
So your circadian rhythms get kind of whacked out. A lot of people can't sleep right. But if you're drinking coffee late in the day.
Oh, Gary, are you watching, Gary? Gary.
So, it's just really important that, even let's say you have a lot of lights, maybe dim them, maybe light some candles, maybe have lantern, or turn your lamp down low just a little bit so you don't have all the lights just in your face all the time, because your body is meant to wake up when the sun rises and kind of start to mellow out as the sun goes down, and then it really just helps with your sleep and everything.
And your digestion, right? Because your body, when you're eating your food, when it's light outside, your body wants to produce the energy so you can be a hunter and a gatherer. But when you have all this artificial light and then you eat your food and then you go lay on the couch, because food's supposed to give you energy, but you lay on the couch, then what happens is all that stuff sits around your belly area and it just keeps building and building and building. And then, at 20, you were pretty good. At 30 something, you got a little, and then at 40 something, it's a little bigger. And then, one day you're just like putting your beer on there. So just, the lights, when we first got out here too, because remember, we came from the city and we came up here cold turkey and we didn't have solar power or anything, barely a generator even actually at that time. And where was I going with that?
I don't know.
Oh, it would be like 5:30 like it is now. It would get dark outside and be like, I'm going to bed. Stacy would be like, it's like 5:30.
Well, it's crazy because December now, the days are so short. It starts to get dark here at 4:30, and so you're like at 6:30. It's thinking.
I'm like, I don't care. I'm tired. I'm just gonna go to bed because I'm tired and I can feel it. So I love it. All right, all questions in caps now.
Kylie wants to know, what was the first farm animal you raised?
Chickens.
The gateway.
Yeah, those are the first ones. When we got here, the chickens were the first things that we got. Then I think it was the guineas.
No. We got chickens, and then we got sheep, and then guineas.
Quick order.
Yeah, it was chickens, sheep, and guineas.
Yeah. And then we started working in the ducks.
Then we have the menagerie.
Well, the horses were here when I bought the place. It actually came with 3 horses.
Oh, we had horses too. Yeah, we had horses.
Yeah, it came with 3 horses and a donkey, and then I sold those horses off. And the donkey, he was kind of ornery, so I got rid of him too. But actually, donkeys are really good for livestock. right? You can put them in with your sheep. They'll actually break a leg defending the sheep against like a coyote. So they're actually really good for helping out with that.
Have you thought about getting a solar generator as long-term prep?
Okay, so we have one of those too. It's called the Blue Eddy. You guys have probably seen a bunch of people doing videos about it. Come on, y'all. Don't listen to these people. Some of these people are trying to tell you that it's better or as good as the Honda generator that's powered by gas. No, it's not. It's not even close.
I mean, it works for
it works for running a modem, you know, like or running the laptop or running these lights, but it's not, you know what I mean? It can't run the refrigerator. I could run my little Honda 2000. I could run anything pretty much I want, not too heavy duty like a welder or anything, but I take it anywhere. I run tools off of it. That thing can't run it. And once it starts running, it doesn't last that long. It's a big scam. I'm just telling you, I'm going to do videos. I'm going to be that guy. I'm just going to be blasting solar.
Greenhouse wants to know, have you ever seen Sasquatch out there? Actually, I was at a store the other day. Have you guys seen those? They're huge life-size like metal cutouts, yeah. And then you stick them by the trees. They're kind of funny.
No, we don't really live by Sasquatch, but actually where we're at, we have.
What's it called?
Frogman.
Oh, Frogman.
You watching, Gary? We got Frogman. Are you guys hitting the thumbs up? I can't tell. Hold on. Let's see how many thumbs up we got here. I'm going to have to double check you guys. Make sure you're doing the thing here. No. We're missing like 300 plus thumbs ups. You guys, if you got to hit the thumbs up, because that way YouTube will keep sending it out to all of the subscribers, letting them know that we're live. If you guys, you're like keeping us to yourselves if you don't hit the thumbs up. All right. Let's see. What's in the jug? That's water. We live 100% off rainwater. If you're new to our channel, I built the log cabin with no carpentry experience. We left the city, man, it's almost 12 plus years ago, almost 13 years. It goes by fast. And I built this cabin in 90 days with basically no experience. Now, this cabin is totally different than the house that we built for Mom. Mom bought a log cabin house, and it's totally a different thing. So I built this cabin here. We've been living here. We heat off wood. We live 100% off rainwater, and we're to the point where we grow over 90% of our own food. Yeah, it's kind of cool. I actually really enjoy it. So we actually live the pioneer life, but in the 21st century, because we post videos on YouTube to help you guys out, so you guys can break free from the rat race or get out of your cubicle or whatever it is you want to do. And also, we're kind of straight shooters, so we don't want to fluff you up too much. So, you know, it's kind of what you get around here. You subscribe to our channel. All right, Stacy's trying to find questions. Make sure you make them in all
caps. Make them big so I can see.
How did you find your land? I'm having such a hard time finding a place to live off grid. I don't know. I mean, you have to figure out where you want to live, and then you have to find a place that's conducive with the way you want to live. I mean, there's places out there you have to make sure they don't have any restrictions. And also don't, you know, a lot of people are like, oh, I want to move up grid, or you want to try to find places that don't have restrictions, but you got to also look and see where you want to live. I mean, you don't want to leave your family if you're. No, I was just going to say, don't do that. Don't live for your family and relatives. That's why they make cars, planes,
but if you don't, let's say you want to be close to your parents and you know, you want to stay there.
Your parents with you, just like we did. You know what I mean? Like, you guys don't live for your little kids, your 20-somethings and all this stuff, and your grandbabies. You know, they'll come see you. You can see them. Everything will work out. But live for yourself, man. Every day to the fullest. You never know. That's why it's called a gift. It's called the present, because it's a gift. Because there's no promise of tomorrow, and you can't do anything about yesterday. So, I love that stuff. How do you filter water you drink or use for coffee or cooking? Well, we don't drink coffee, really. We drink Doug and Stacy's chocolate tea. Go to offgridwithdougandstacy.com so you can enjoy a cup full of delicious aromatic chocolate tea. But yeah, we have a charcoal filter and 2 threaded filters, and that's about it. We've been using the Berkey for about a year, so we haven't been using it, you know, that long. So, and we know some Amish that live 100% with no filters. So you just have to do what's good for you.
It's just, you know, what's in the skies.
Yeah, we just do it for a little extra protection, especially with the charcoal and the 3 threadeds coming in the house here. And everything we have is gravity fed, right? We don't have any pumps. So we're all gravity fed here. So that water is all provided to our sink, all gravity fed, and all of our hot water. Make sure you watch tomorrow's video. All of our hot water, we have a tank where we take hot water showers and stuff in the winter, and then this wood cook stove that we have.
Oh, Angie wants to know, did we have time to see if our bees are okay with the weird weather?
That wood cook stove right there, that heats all of our water for our kitchen use and everything. And yeah, the bees are doing, remember that? Dynamite!
JJ.
It was kind of weird because, remember Dr. Leo went over and we winterized them, and then he put that little cage and the one out in the field, but we never really, he didn't have an extra piece for the one over in the woods. So I was him hawing around about it, and then I thought, well, I'll just grab one of those discs and put it on there because it's a lot easier. You can spin it and everything. So I spun it on there to the winter setting, and I walked away. Everything was cool. I came back like 2 or 3 days later, maybe 2 days or 3 days before this tornado, everything, about 2-3 days ago. Before that. And then, you know, I went looking at it because I like to look at them, see what's happening after we have a cold and then a hot, how they're moving around, what's going on. And I went and I kind of looked where I had that little disc blocking the entranceway, and the bees were all piled up inside up against that thing. I thought, what the heck is that? I thought, oh my gosh, are you kidding me? Because I left it on the thing where they should be able to come in and go out and everything. And I thought, man, can they not get through there? And one was kind of like halfway in and halfway out. I thought, oh my gosh. And then I spun it, you know, to the open setting, and the bees were all, there was a couple bees, you know, walking on top of all the other bees and everything. And what they were doing is they're bringing all the dead bees out. And because I had kind of blocked the entrance, they can't get them through that little opening. So they were just piling all the dead up at the door there, waiting for me to open the door, right? And then as soon as I opened up that thing, you know, it was a warm enough day, and they started just kind of flying them out. I've done a video about it before.
It's the coolest thing you guys have ever seen.
Yeah, I was dropping them out, and then I just kind of took my finger and scooped them out. The bees are super clean, and so they're just going to move all the dead bees out and everything else. And now, so yeah, they're doing really good for the winter there.
So Blogging Trucker says they're building their new log cabin in Pennsylvania next year, breaking ground August of 2022.
Awesome.
Yay.
Is that a kit? Did you guys get a kit? All right, we got to check the thumbs up. Got to check you guys. We got 943 people are watching and only 738 thumbs up. We need some help, y'all. Need a little bit of help. And what that does, so like, yeah, YouTube's got all these analytic things. So for the folks that you guys really enjoy watching, right, make sure you try to comment on the video and make sure you leave a thumbs up. Don't watch part of the video and bail, right? Because that's like how YouTube does it. I'll give you a little inside stuff. Is the longer you guys watch the video, that means that we're keeping your interest, so they say. And then the YouTube says, oh, they kept their interest, so that must be a good video. And then they send the video out to more people. But if Stacy's making something and you guys are like, well, I don't want to watch that, you know, I don't want to watch cooking or something, and you click on for like 2 seconds and then you go off of the thing, well, then they're like, well, that's not a very good video. And they stuff it away. They won't even send it to our subscribers. See? So you actually hurt the videos, right? And also, if you don't watch one video, or, you know, you don't watch for 2 or 3 videos, they'll actually unsubscribe you from the channel. There's all kinds of trickery and stuff going on, you know? And for us, I mean, you know, we just want you to get the information more than anything else.
So you got a modular prefab.
Modular prefab logo. All right.
Okay, cool. That
Cool.
looks awesome.
Do ducks destroy your pond? Read that they do not want when we move. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, our pond's big enough. So it depends on how big your pond is. You don't want too many ducks in there because they will destroy your pond. Believe it.
But I'll have to say, we have Indian runners, and
Yes.
the Indian runners
They're not
don't
as
like,
intense.
they don't like ponds.
Yeah.
Really, they don't. They would, we had one batch that went, these guys, we even had them in the pond.
I don't even know
for
if
a couple
they've even
years.
figured it out.
They like
They're
little
all-
bitty, no, they went down for a
Did
little
they?
bit. They stayed a day or two, and then they like to stay around here. They are totally little puddle jumpers.
Yeah.
So Indian runners are a little different than I think a lot of the other ducks.
Believe it. They'll make little ruts. They get in there and do all that. They'll do it in your pond. They're very messy, you know, but they're cool. We like them. And they're good for slugs and bugs, and they have good eggs, really good for baking. They're very rich. If you actually eat, like, let's say you go to breakfast, you know, and or here we make 2 or 3 or 4 or 5. I can eat 6 eggs from the chicken. You best only have about 1 egg from the
2,
duck.
You can do, if you
Maybe
do 4 eggs,
two.
you could do 2 duck eggs.
Maybe 2.
I'll eat 2.
Yeah.
He just got freaked out.
Because you'll get rich. It's really rich, and it can really mess your stomach.
I did like a dozen duck eggs in the first time. We
Yeah.
did a dozen duck eggs and made omelets. So we got them, and we got so sick because they're full of fat, more fat, and so it was just kind of funny. So now he's all freaked out about it.
I'm not freaked out.
He only
They're just
one or
very
two.
rich.
Yeah.
Any baker will tell you that's how you get the good fluffy
My
stuff.
favorite egg of all time.
It is a good egg, but it
Tastes
is
great.
very rich. Don't eat it like a chicken egg.
Yep.
I would like to hear you sing a song on your musical instrument. Oh,
He has a
man.
pretty good. You have a pretty good voice,
Yeah, I'm all
believe
right.
it or not. What do you do with your animals with a threatening tornado?
No, animals are smart enough; they'll figure it out. I mean, there's nothing you can really do to them. You don't want to pin them into a building or anything,
No.
so you just let them go.
Yeah.
All right, so I got to run and get the power cord for the computer. You guys talk to Stacy real quick.
Oh boy.
You guys
It's
got
just
one
me
on
and
one
you
time.
guys. What are we going to talk about? Let's see. You guys have any questions for me? Let's find out. Some people want to know about my skirt. I get it from Rain Country, Heidi. She's got a YouTube channel, Rain Country. So you can check that out and contact her on her YouTube channel. Our Indian runner ducks, good egg layers. Yes, they're great. They lay good. They lay, and they're wonderful. They're not the hugest eggs. I know a lot of the other types of ducks that have bigger eggs. I mean, they're bigger than a regular chicken egg, but they're not as big as some of the duck eggs that you can get. But they're the best. And if you've never had a duck eggs are different than a chicken egg. So some people might have like allergy to chicken eggs. The egg white protein in a duck egg is different than a chicken egg. So because of that, you may, be able to tolerate a duck egg as opposed to a chicken egg. Okay. Ooh, the lights just dimmed in here. It's getting dark. I wonder why that happened. All right, let's see what else we got. Whatever happened to Maggie? That was our other Airedale. So we just have Molly now because Maggie ran away. So she never came back. So we're just a one family dog right now. All right, let's see what else we got. Oh, bye, Kilted Gardener. And the light.
Bye, Kilted Gardener.
Okay, go ahead. I'm gonna fix it. Why the
Oh man, there you are.
Yeah, that's better, huh?
Are they doing the thumbs up thing here? What's the deal here?
We're chatting.
We're getting close. They're not good job, guys. I'm proud of you.
You always come through.
You're doing a good job.
You guys are awesome.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, Get It Right wants to know, can I do some lamb recipes?
Oh yeah.
I'm the lamb guru.
Yeah, we do.
I grew
Because
up.
a lot of that Armenian food she makes for us, that's all with the lamb in it.
Yeah, I do. I love lamb. It's all about the marinating, and that's just so good. And you make it for so many different things.
Yeah.
It's actually, if I had to pick between beef and lamb, I would think I would go with lamb. But it just depends.
Or what about chicken and turkey?
Turkey by far. Yeah.
It's not one size fits all, guys. You guys are going to have to just get out there and find out what you like and what you don't like. And some things you're not too sure of, try it. So then you can get a good idea about it. Does anybody want to see my finger?
No one wants to see your finger.
I'll show you if you want to see it. Leave it in the comments.
He's like a little kid, wants to show everybody. Ooh, look, everyone, look at my finger.
I don't want to show it. People want to see it. Everyone keeps asking. We're watching your old videos, getting the whole story. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, you guys. It really helps the channel if you watch old videos. Go back and you click the picture of us, and then you go to the videos tab, and then in the right corner somewhere, there should be like a little couple lines, and then you can go oldest video to newest, and then you can watch the journey. What a journey it's been.
You can?
Yeah.
Oh.
Man, videos when there was just a cabin here.
He
No
doesn't hold a
outdoor
flashlight
kitchen.
on me. They're so bad. He's holding a
Yeah.
flashlight on me, and we're using our phone. They're terrible.
No, it was everything was so new. Like we're like pioneer frontiers on this stuff with you guys. I had a flashlight, a DeWalt flashlight, and I would shine it up on Stacy. That one video we did, like It's like a hygiene. No, it
Was
was
it
some.
apple cider vinegar sitting in the rocking chair?
No, it was a different video.
No,
And you were
those are
talking about
terrible.
something, and you look like a little old lady in the thumbnail because it's kind of dark and everything.
Because it was,
The information's great, but that's, you know, just to see the evolution of our video stuff and, you know, just adding on to the whole place and everything. It's just been really fantastic, you know.
Okay, Janet wants to know how our elderberry bush is doing.
Fantastic. They're like 15 feet tall. We got to actually butcher them down.
And
right
I do every in the winter.
It's right now.
But I love them because they're great. I can monitor them because one thing when they go to the berries, see, I like the flowers.
Mhm.
So don't count out the elderflowers.
Oh,
Elderflowers are
awesome.
amazing. They have tons of medicinal properties to them, and they're easier to get. You can just get the flowers. You don't have to worry about the birds or anything getting them before you get to them. So I like to do a lot of the flowers. So I'm there. I can monitor them because it's always right there. And then the chickens are so funny how they jump up and try to get them. It's like a show. You just put your lawn chairs out there and just watch them.
Yeah, the bees are doing fantastic. Dr. Leo says, peace! If you guys want to check us out too, our first thing that we're doing in 2022 is going to be in Florida, right?
Yes, who wants to go to Florida?
Yeah,
in the middle
Florida
of
in
winter?
January.
Panama City.
It's
Panama
not in
City.
South Beach. It'll be a little cool there, but at least, you know, we'll get out and get a little change of scenery. But we're going to be in Florida. Megan will drop the link here for you guys. I think Chris and Tara might drop it too. But it's Keepers of the Old Ways. And if you guys remember a couple of years ago, that area got like leveled by a hurricane. So everyone was scrambling around. They don't know how to live without electricity and all this stuff. So out of that birthed a little thing that they're doing down there to help people get better about living during emergency situations and just about, you know, living the old ways like we
But
do.
it's everything. There's stuff about chickens. It's all just about living.
Homesteading,
Yes.
living, off-grid stuff, survival stuff. It's all that stuff. Mostly geared towards homesteading and off-grid life. And we're going to be there. So it's Keepers of the Old Ways. There's a link right there. You guys, the tickets are not 20-something bucks or something. You guys come hang out with us. I know there's a lot of people maybe in Alabama, Mississippi, Georgia that couldn't come to the Homesteading Life Conference. So you guys could, you know, make it there. We usually try to go to a couple places, you know, that you guys can come and see us, right? So what's not too bad on your journey, right? Unfortunately, this other side over here of the country, this side over here, we can't get over there no more. So it'll be a second, but we're working on it.
Yeah, so we'd love to see you guys.
Yeah.
And it's a good little vacation. It'll be a little warmer.
And Gary will be there too, you guys. Gary and Marge will be there. And, you know, a bunch of other people. David the Good from YouTube will be on there. He talks about composting. I'm just trying to remember off the top of my head. There was a couple of some other folks that came to our conference, not our conference, but the Homesteaders of America conference. Remember them? That's a nice couple. They're going to be there talking. So it's just going to be quite a few people there. A lot of good information being shared. So all those, anytime you guys can get to these events, you know, it's good hands-on stuff. You can ask questions. You know, it's like-minded people. You meet friends. You exchange phone numbers. You know, and then there's the online stuff. That's cool too. You learn. You can ask questions. You know, there's nothing like really just getting in there and being there.
Yeah, it is. And talking to people and just going. It's just really a neat thing to do. All right. Someone wants to know, Janine wants to know, what do you do for breakfast when there's no more bacon and you're tired of eggs?
Well, we never eat bacon.
We don't bacon, but
we eat eggs all the time.
Yeah, oatmeal is a great thing. You can
awesome.
do so much. You can make an oatmeal bake. You can have regular oatmeal.
But I only like it in the wintertime.
And then
it's kind of heavy and it makes you hot.
Another thing that's really good is you can make, I did a
French
video in a long time.
toast.
Yeah, French toast is good. You can do waffles. Also, like I like to do egg muffins. So, and then you
those were cool. Hey, did we do the video?
Yeah.
That changes breakfast forever.
Yeah, and you know, you could put.
We have all these cool videos, guys.
Kale,
over 1,000 of them.
spinach, and put some Parmesan cheese.
Or you could get, was that in your cookbook?
The muffins?
Yeah.
I think so.
See, you can get the cookbook at offgridwithdougandstacy.com and hit the shop tab. If you guys ever want to check us out, you don't have to float around anywhere. You can just go right to offgridwithdougandstacy.com. And on the homepage, we have our latest YouTube videos. And then we write some articles for you guys so you can kind of, you know, follow along on our journey.
We
have some recipes and everything. So we got that going on. There's a place there where our shop tab has all the stuff that we like the mason tops and all that stuff that we secured discounts for you guys. And then you can get your stuff right there you just click the link, buy it, and, you know, Her cookbook is there. She has a pre-sale for the fermenting book, which she's going to work on right after this live show, in case you're wondering where your book is that you ordered so long ago. And I broke my ribs and I smashed my hand, and Stacy's been doing so much extra work on the homestead.
For me.
Doesn't she look wore out?
Keeps me on my toes.
Yeah.
All right, so
she's still working on the book, but we'll get it off to the printer soon. So it's probably like a January, February thing for the fermenting book.
Happy New Year book. So Deer and Raven wants to know, is Elsa still around? Yes, Elsa, awesome. She had a baby last year.
Yes.
And she's wonderful. And it's so funny because now she kind of looks like some of the other ones, you know. So I know her sound, and she always
she comes up fast.
She comes up to me. Yeah. So she's my little.
We usually try to keep the ewes. You can breed back one time with the ewes, right? So Rambo has a ewe. They have a baby. It's a ewe. You can breed back to that ewe one time, right? Then you have to take that baby, the one that Elsa has, and that has to be food, or you have to go get it bred by somebody else, but you can't breed it again. Otherwise, you're going to have lots of trouble. All right. Get your chocolate tea. It is so yummy. It is so yummy. It actually really is. That was a good setup right there.
What?
Pat me on the back for the chocolate tea.
Did you see? Oh, Dennis wants to know, did I see the covered wagon they unearthed in Armenia? No. When was that?
Wow.
I don't really watch the news or anything anymore.
Yeah.
I'm totally.
We're on the homestead.
You do.
I do, just because I like to know what's kind of going on, right? In case I got to be ready for something. But we're not like junkies like that, you know. That sounds pretty cool. I know they did some kind of dinosaur bone, or so they say, down in Missouri somewhere. So I know that was.
Tell me more about it.
Yeah.
I'll have to check it out. Yeah, everyone wants to look at your finger. Let's see.
Mom's cabin. If we built Mom's cabin, so far we're like at 90 something days. If you went there every day and built the cabin, we're at about 92 for something days. Okay. But it's taken us a year because it is taking us over a year, right at about a year. Because, you know, Gary's got stuff going on. I have stuff going on. Then I hurt my ribs. That slowed down the project, you know. So there's a lot of life going on in there. But if you were focused and you zeroed in, the video count is 90 something. And that's how long literally it would take you to build it. And I did this one in 90 days solo.
Well, he did. Yeah. We moved in. I just remember countdown, and I was able to come and stay for good. Yeah. It was July to October I moved in. Yeah,
we're so glad we're safe too, guys. In case you wanted to know, if you're just tuning in, the tornadoes kind of started off in Missouri, it seems like. Defiance, Missouri is not too far from us. There was, I think, 1 or 2 people died and a lot of good damage there. It just kept rolling from there straight on through Kentucky. We have friends in Kentucky. Bluegrass Homestead, I called them to make sure they were okay. And I mean, I wish I knew people's numbers for every single person that watched us and everything to make sure y'all are okay and if you need something. But if you need something and we can help you, just reach out to us on the email, or, you know, and if you guys have a helpful heart, you know, I also caution you, right? Because there's people out there that want to take advantage of that. So just make sure you're doing your homework on where you send funds to or how you're helping out, you know, just be careful. Because this is when they come out, unfortunately, you know what I mean? All right, man, this is cool. How long have we been doing this stuff? 38 minutes. We only got a little bit more for you because I want Stacy to work on that book.
Oh my goodness.
That's right. Yeah, cracking the whip.
We're going to stay here for a while. All right. Ocean Golf wants to know, do you pluck your own chickens?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't have one of those fancy pluckers.
I do. I'm the plucker.
I got a plucker.
I'm the plucker.
Yeah. And one of the things we found out over our time and what we've decided is when we first got here, sure, the Amish were doing 50, 60, 70 birds at a time. You guys see people on YouTube doing that many birds at a time. We've done that many birds at a time. Don't do that many birds at a time.
Because, when you know, if you're just a regular, like, little homesteader, you know, you see a lot of people, you know, you'll have a party, you get a lot of people come and help you. If a ton of birds, it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
But honestly, if you want to kind of just live this is just from our perspective. Yeah. But you know, we started with doing like 50 birds. I mean, it was like overwhelming, and it was just two of us, and he's going off doing your other thing, and I'm the one that ended up doing all the work.
No, we're doing it, but I mean,
No, I'm talking about the chickens.
Yeah, we have to do it at the
with the
butcher
chicken thing, you know, if you're going to get fryers, if you know you're going to have a lot of people help you, you know, you can get a bunch of them. Or if you're going to start raising
But then
them,
stuff
maybe
happens,
get
somebody
5 or,
can't show up, everything else.
yeah, maybe start getting littler numbers and
We do like 10
spacing them
now,
out. Yeah.
you know, and then just order them and then do your 10 or do your 5.
Because
you
if
know?
it's just you and it ends up,
It's just our philosophy too now.
yeah, this is just us, you know, unless you have a lot of help to help you.
Yeah.
But just for me, if I know I'm going to have chicken or whatever, I
We
can go
just
out
do a
and get
couple
one.
batches of 10
Or
for the
if
year.
I'm going to do my fryers, I'll go get, you know, I do less amounts. Maybe you could do one early in the season, one in the middle, one in the later, and just
That's
kind
how
of
you do
space
it.
it out so that you're not getting a big batch of them all at once, because
Right.
they poop and mess up the area. You know, I mean, it's just, they're a lot of work, and you're feeding them and all this. This way it's a little bit more manageable. And that's just from my point of view,
Yeah.
because we're just a little, you know, I'm not trying to sell my birds. I just need enough food for Doug and I. So I figure if I'm going to have chicken once a week or once every 2 weeks, I know how much I'm going to have, along with the, you know, we raise lamb, because we raise lamb here, and our cow, the beef, you know, and then if we have fish from the pond. So I just kind of figure out how many I'll need so that I'll have a nice, like, varied diet. And then that way it just works out easier for me, because I'm telling you, when you have 30 birds and you're going to do it, I mean, it's a lot of work. It wears you out, and I don't have a plucker. So, and it's just kind of a more enjoyable experience. So think about that if you're going to be, you know, doing that, because if you don't have the help, it's not fun. So I just get less, you know, maybe early in the spring, in the middle of the summer, and then later, you know, kind of in the fall. I'll kind of space it out, and I won't get as many. So that's just from what I've done, right?
Yeah, and it just works better, unless you want to wear yourself out. And then we also do, you know, we call it food on demand, right? So if we want to have a chicken, or if we have a rooster out there, we'll leave him go, and then we'll just grab him up one day, and then he'll be the meal, and the bones will be the broth. And that's just kind of how we do it. It just seems to work out better. And especially like you guys are seeing us with our struggles with this refrigerator stuff. So it just works out better. We're really like doing the whole pioneer thing. You know, that's what they do. Old stories. They just go out and get chicken when they want a chicken and have chicken. So.
Yeah, that's what you got to do.
Yeah, we'll see you guys at the, there's a link right there, and there's a Keepers of the Old Ways in Florida, the Panhandle of Florida, coming up in January. So we hope to see you guys there. That's our first event for 2022. You guys can be the first ones to see us live in 2022. And there's more videos coming from Mom's Place. Gary's coming over Tuesday, coming up, and we're going to go down there and do some work on Mom's. So more videos are coming from Mom's. And I still have a little bit of footage. It's just terrible with the volume and everything. I don't know what to do with it. So I might just put it in with that video and kind of bring you guys up to date. But there's more videos from Mom's coming up.
All right, Tracy's Little Homestead wants to know, what is your best choice of a natural enzyme for good digestion? I can just tell you one that's cheap and easy. Raw apple cider vinegar. If you put like a little tablespoon in some water, drink it 15, 20 minutes before you eat your meal, that could help. So that's something that anybody can do pretty much. So I would probably say that.
Yeah, 87 Ricer. We got a couple turkeys. We did eat one for Thanksgiving.
He was very good too.
He was, actually.
Yes.
Can you please do more of the off-grid cooking? Yes, we're going to do more. Stacy was just talking about that today. She wanted to do some more cooking for you guys, especially because, you know, we're using the cook stove, wood cook stove. A lot of people aren't familiar with that.
Oh, the dates for Florida. It's like the last weekend, 28th and 29th
Yeah,
of
I think it's
January.
28, 29. Yeah. But go check out that link. They're dropping the link for you guys.
Do we have the grandkids at our place much? Oh yeah.
And you remember they were living about an hour and some change, you know.
An hour away from
And
us.
now they've moved. They bought a 20-acre farm right around the corner. So they're working on moving in there full time, but they're up a lot, and we're seeing them a lot more, and it's just going to get better and better. I didn't know it back when I started 12 years ago, but I guess my goal was to kind of get our family all back together and kind of in this country life so we could grow food. My daughter's real excited about it. The grandkids really enjoy the life. And it's really good stuff. Do you and Stacy, did you try Stacy's salad? It's good, and I don't like salads. Oh, the ABC. Yeah, everyone's just raving about it.
It is. It's amazing. It tastes so good. I love it. I love it. It goes with a lot. You can put it on your greens. You can eat it by itself. It's just refreshing. It's yummy. And then you can make it more like putting kale into it. You can chop a bunch of kale in it. It's just yummy.
So in case you guys are just tuning in, the tornado just kind of missed us about 80 miles to the south. A couple people died, I think, in there, and there was some pretty good stuff. And then this is apparently it's a record breaker. There's lots to say about it, but for right now, we just have all of the people that were impacted by it in our prayers, man. I mean, we got to try to help what we can do, So that's going to take a while to get all that stuff back together. I mean, that was a long stretch of destruction right there. We will be in Hannibal for the Homesteading Life Conference.
Yay!
We do that every year in Hannibal, Missouri. That's a conference Stacy and I
First
put
Sunday,
on.
Monday in August. It's August 7th and 8th, I think, this year. Is that
Yeah,
right?
it's kind of later. Yeah, it seems weird, but it's the first Sunday of Monday, but it is like the 7th.
Well, because we were always really early. It was like
Yeah.
the first and second last year, so now it's later.
So you can check that out. We have a lot of great speakers. Dr. Leo comes for sure. I'm working on some more speakers right now, some different lineup stuff. We have a great time. It's family friendly. We have a lot of hands-on stuff, a lot of good lectures and talks, and a lot of Q&A, a lot of one-on-one time. And then what's really cool is on the first night, we go on a riverboat cruise up and down the Mississippi, and we have a live band with the saxophone guy, and everyone dances, and we have a good old time. So it's our 5th year coming up. Man, can you believe it?
Yeah.
4th or 5th?
Man.
4th year?
5th. This is going on our 5th year. 5th year? Is that right?
And you guys, we sell out every year, so if you really do want to come, don't wait. We only want to have like 400 or 500 people, 600 people, maybe up to 1,000 after a while, but really small. So we really give you guys a lot of attention, and all of the people that we bring as presenters and speakers can really give you guys a lot of attention. So, and then there's Homesteaders of America Conference. You guys can go to that one. That's the big daddy. Everyone goes. A lot of great
That's in
information
Virginia,
there.
Front Royal, Virginia.
And we've been there every year. We'll be there every year going forward, probably.
All right, somebody wants to know, let's see. Where is it? Wilson, speak about your bills. Do you pay taxes, cell phones?
All right, so of course we pay our cell phone bill, and of course we pay taxes, right? But I will tell you that our taxes went from in the city where we live to $5,000 or $6,000 a year for nothing, for them telling me what I can and can't do very aggressively, versus $400 when we first moved up here, right? When we first moved up here and I built this cabin, my taxes were $400 a year. Now we've been adding some buildings on around here.
It's gone up a little bit.
Yeah, it's gone up a little bit. Now with Mom's, it's gone up a little bit too. But all that being said, I could panhandle my taxes on the corner, okay, with a sign that says, please help me pay my taxes. That's how inexpensive it is. You understand what I'm saying? In a 12-month period, that's a trick bag a lot of people get into. You get into a place where it costs you $500-600 a month just to pay your taxes. How can they even think that's sustainable for people, right? So we blew out of that system. Stop feeding the beast, get out of the cities, get out. I could teach you ways where your taxes will just be almost nothing, and it's totally legal, legit. I don't talk about it much, but it's totally legit. All right.
Oh, Leslie wants to know, do you have a high wind stove cap? We had the wind blow out our stove fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we have.
Tell those stories, honey.
Oh, I got stories that'll curl your hair. We have very straight north winds, straight line winds coming from the north back here. And so when we first moved here, we're all happy. We have our stove, and all of a sudden, when the weather starts changing, and the weather's just going everywhere. It's blowing north, south, east, and west, and it's swirling around. I mean, and you're freezing. Straight lines,
60, 70, 80.
I mean, it's just pumping that smoke in here. I mean, horrible.
It was too much. We wake up in the middle of the night and we're sleeping and stuff. And she's like, it's blowing smoke. I'm like, no, it's not. And then you turn on the headlamp and it's like whoosh, smoke everywhere. We got to open the back door,
and the front door. And it was so freezing cold.
Oh,
I was like,
yeah.
And we're blowing and all that. So that happened a few times. And so finally we went and
I had my friend make a shield to put around a stainless steel shield.
The cap at the top. Because we have a cap, but the cap didn't work. I think we did that first.
Yeah.
And then we had to go again and we had to get really expert help.
He actually made a big one that goes around the top.
And it's just a one part. It's the part that faces the north.
And I think at some time too, now this is all relevant, right? I had too much pipe up at the top. So then I took a section out. So it's calmed down some. And you're going to get this occasionally just because it's the lifestyle thing, right? But man, the stories we have from when we first got in here. I was writing a little diary back then too, so I should pen through that and see what we got. I stopped doing it after a while, and then I started doing videos. So our whole life's like on these videos here. Is there any acre or 2 lots around there for sale? Yes, there's one house around the corner for us for like 160 something that has a beautiful brand new spanking house on 4 acres,
3.5 acres.
Something acres.
There's no outbuildings though.
Yeah, it's off grid and it's totally beautiful Amish. I've on the Facebook, I've left a post there. We have a Homestead homie group on Facebook where we all hang out. And then of course off grid with Doug and Stacy on Facebook. I posted.
But I'm telling you, there's a lot of people.
I have a couple more farms.
But they're so, it's like all of a sudden the prices have really gone up.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I'm telling you.
That's what happens when you wait. I've been telling you guys for 5 years on YouTube. Follow me.
A lot of people are trying to move around here because I guess they think they can get a lot of money, and I'm like dumbfounded at how expensive stuff is now. It's like, whoa. How do you refrigerate, Doug? Sarah would love to know.
All right, so we do pretty much like the Amish is how we were doing it, right? We have a sneaker freezer over at a neighbor's house where I trade off chore work and stuff like that. And then we go over there and get our meat out of the freezer. That's what all the Amish do. And then we also had the 100-year-old ice box where we would, get buckets and make the ice, or we would go to where the Amish get their ice and we would put it in there, and then we'd bring it back and put it into the, we had a freezer one time where we were using that like the Amish.
It was like an old freezer that didn't work. And then you put 5-gallon buckets of frozen ice in there. But then you have to bend over, and then the ice would melt, you had to clean it out. It was a pain.
We did just like the Amish. We did that. And then I got the 100-year-old ice box. I found it on Craigslist.
No, that was at the resale shop.
I found it at the resale shop.
I did. I found it.
And we used that for a little bit. All of this was great because she was sick of bending over.
The ice boxes that you see, they have like the wooden front on them. We found one that was metal. But you open it and it has an area like the shelves. I'm like, oh my gosh, shelves! I don't have to bend over.
Yeah, that was the draw. She liked that.
Yeah.
And then it was too low to the ground, So then
it was because the water comes and leaks out.
And that too. Then we got rid of that, and then we got the solar thing, right? So the dude's like, "Oh, solar's gonna be great. We're gonna change your world." And I'm like, "Okay." And they sent it, and we hooked it all up.
Well, you're skipping
like
one thing.
Okay.
He's skipping something. So then from Layman's, we got a propane refrigerator, a littler one that is out in my outside kitchen.
And we're still using
everything. It. Love that to death.
Yes.
If you need something for outside or traveling with you, or if you're going anywhere on a trip, it's wonderful.
That works good.
Because you can also you can plug it in.
But I was just talking about general.
Okay.
Yeah, it's both.
So that was that. We did that for refrigeration for a while. Now we went to solar.
And then we got the solar. So I went and bought her a little ice box, a little apartment size ice box, and I put it in the back room. We ran the electric.
And I was so happy to have a refrigerator where I cook.
So
I was like, oh.
And then that solar burned out.
And I haven't had a refrigerator.
Batteries are. I got so much.
I haven't had a refrigerator. I had a refrigerator for maybe
the whole time I've been building Mom's house. We were running the generator to keep it all going. So the whole time I'm building Mom's, we're running the generator. The solar's shot. It's no good. I'm keeping gas going in the generator so she could have the fridge and the freezer. We would run it all day and then turn it off during the night and then turn it back on. I mean, we did all this stuff. You know what I mean?
So I'm like, let's just go back to the old ways.
Well, that's one thing, you guys. We'll tell you guys straight. I mean, we're not going to give you guys a bunch of fluff about the life and about how great this and that is. And some of this solar is garbage, and some of it's okay. And you got to babysit it, and then you got to have a master's degree.
And then here's the other thing. This is the other thing. Okay, let's say you want to go on a vacation or you want to go out of town for a while.
Yes.
What's going to happen if it goes out or something's happened if someone's watching your place, and then you have your freezer with your food and
that was another thing. I was upset because all my food stores are in there. I brought my freezer over from the neighbors and we put it in the learning center next door, and I was all proud of it. And then, oh my gosh.
Yep.
Anyway, so this unique company that makes the propane fridge makes a freezer that works off a 12-volt battery. I have it up in the barn, so stay tuned for that. I'm going to show you guys that. We're going to hook it up. We're going to see how it works. We're going to check it out. I'm working on the solar in 2022. We're going to get that running again. And, it's just all part of the process. But it's a lot of struggles. Like, again, unless you can roll into it with a lot of money. The problem is, you guys are seeing people that are doing good on YouTube that are investing that money back into their systems, right? But if it wasn't for YouTube, they could never do that. Okay, are you following what I'm saying? There's people that are living this lifestyle, and some of them were doing it hardcore even, but because they're popular or doing well on YouTube, that's made available the opportunity to spend $3,000 on a single battery. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not down in any of that. But all I'm saying is it changes. It can change. Like, you guys are going to see videos now, and I'm just worried like they're not going to be as authentic as they could be about this lifestyle, because their whole thing is about the money, making the money, and then they're using that money to make it better than it would be if they were struggling along, kind of like we were. I mean, that's all I'm just saying. So what we're doing with our YouTube money right now is we're blessing other people, and then we're also putting it into our infrastructure, like my machines. I want to get the skid steer, and I want to get the log splitter going good, so I can have machines that help me as I age, right? So that's definitely something that I want to. So normally I wouldn't be able to afford that stuff right off. I would be saving and saving and saving, and it'd take me a long time to get it. That's what kind of stuff I want you to be thinking about. That's all.
Yeah, because I mean, yeah, everyone has to start somewhere. We're not.
Yes.
Not everyone's going to start off with having a
Oh,
lot of money to
right.
put into it. So you just got to think of ways to get there.
Right.
Starting off getting some of these cool candles.
Right.
The radiance candles with the little batteries that last a long time. Making sure you have a headlamp. Making sure you have some lanterns. With some oil. Making sure that you maybe have some beeswax candles. Some flashlights, just
Right.
some things that can help you have some alternatives to lighting, because.
And Amanda Sinclair, Al is a friend of ours and a friend of the channel. We've known him for years, and he's a perfect example, right? Al would never buy 500 acres and build an off-grid, place with this big solar array that he's putting in, without the hard work that he's put into the YouTube and being benefited from that. You follow what I'm saying? They'd be at their house that they were in, and it's kind of a different adventure, I guess you would say. But yeah, they're having a great time up there, and he's going to do some really cool stuff because he's a builder by trade. He likes to do that stuff. And he's friends of ours. We've known him for years. Long time. Remember when they came out to see us at the Mother Earth News Fair?
Yeah,
Remember Al? Yeah.
Is that in Vermont?
Yeah, Vermont. Yeah. All right.
All right. And then
Where do you get your Radiance candles?
I got them just at a
Walmart.
little no,
Oh, no, not
Walmart.
Walmart. Where was it?
No, I just got it at like there's a little cute little boutique store
Yeah.
in my town.
That's right. They weren't.
But you can get them. I think you probably could order them online. Look online under Radiance candles. But I'm telling you, they look real. Some of them look fake. These are actual glass, and I just love these. And so I'm like the little connoisseur when it comes to like how good they last, how they look, they light up the room. They're wonderful. But don't freak out. They're not like a little $10 candle. Like this was like $22, I think. And the big one that looks like a 3-wick was $40. But it really lights up the room. And I was like, I'm definitely on this. I love it. So.
Oh my gosh, Pat Flumani, you made it to the live. Oh my gosh, Pat, good job. You made it to the live show. And right at the crucial moment. Okay, guys, ready? I'm going to show you my finger. You guys are going to be the first ones to see it. Now, if you're squeamish, go ahead and turn.
It might not look that bad on the screen.
It doesn't look so bad, but you just go ahead and turn if you're a little squeamish, okay? And if you're tuning in because, you just saw that we were doing a live show, the tornadoes kind of started off in Missouri, not too far from us, actually. And, there was, I think, 1 or 2 people passed away from it, and there was a lot of damage, and then it just took off east from there. So, our hearts and prayers are with everybody. If there's anything we can do for you, don't, hesitate to reach out. We're kind of limited. I mean, we're way over here, but we'll try to do what we can. We've tried to reach out to people that we know in that area and stuff. So, man, it's just something else. But, you never know about tomorrow. That's why you're living for today, and you're trying to do what's good. And that's what it's all about. Do you think this lifestyle is possible for a single 50-year-old?
Yeah.
We're 50. Yeah. I'll totally do this. All right. Oh, man, are you guys sure? This is the afternoon show. I told you I'd do it on the afternoon show. All right, because you guys are hanging out. Yeah, if you want to come to see us in February or January in Florida, it's our first event for 2022, and there's a link right there that the Walterman Homestead just posted, so you guys can check that link out. Tickets are super affordable.
Keepers of the old ways.
Keepers of the old ways. We're gonna have a great time, and it's gonna be a lot interesting information.
Show your finger.
Do you guys really want to see it? Do we have enough thumbs up? How many thumbs up?
We have plenty. Just go on. It's not.
All right.
You
So
it probably won't even look that bad.
all right. So this one here is the one. See, this one right here had 10 stitches in it. So that's doing good. You can't even hardly see where the stitches were. And I still have this little hole right here where the doc left that stitch in me. And I'm still not bending it, 100 good %. So it's still pretty swollen. See, like, you can see how this one bends. And I can't do that with this one. That's as far as
we could do like little bunny foo-foo.
Yeah, that's as far as I can go with that one. Now this one, oh, I told you to look away. All right. You can still pretty swollen. Now the doctor was having me put some compression on it because we're trying to squeeze the fluid out. So this is good information for you if you're doing your own self-care on your homestead. You want to try to get the fluid out. So you squeeze it out. That's what he was doing. So I've been trying to wrap it up and squeeze it out. That's why it's kind of bigger back here and it's a little smaller up here.
Well, it was smashed. It was flat like a pancake when you did it.
Yeah, that too. Now you can see the nail here. It's getting a little blacker every day. I think I'm going to lose the nail. Somebody said they don't think a nail would grow back. I think it'll grow back. I'm hoping it just kind of stays in there.
Well, that didn't get mangled there. That's probably why.
Yeah. Now here's where we run into our issues. All right. See how it's bulged out? Oh yeah, that's a good shot right there. See that right there? That's the cut right there. See that? Oh man, that's bad news. All right, so see how that rolls out? See, my finger broke and then it swelled up, and then the doc tried to stitch me together right there. So he pulled all that skin around and then it pulled back apart a little bit. See how it's kind of, see that in there? It's like a little cravine in there. And so the finger pulled back apart a little bit, and now it's trying to scab over and heal up, but it's not too good. Now this front right here, this is where I thought that the bone was going to come out of the finger. When I first looked at the accident, it looked like a little piece of my tip of my finger was sticking out of the end of my finger, and that's why I got real nervous. That's why I knew I was going to the doctor's. But you can see right there, it didn't fully get together right there, right here on the tip right there. So there's like a chunk of skin kind of laying on there, getting scabbed over. So I'm just kind of keeping an eye on that. But yeah, I'm going to have, a little bit of an issue with this finger. So you can see the whole thing there now. So you guys were the first to see it because you're awesome and you showed up to the live show. I dropped everything you were doing just so you could see it. You know what? And I haven't taken any pain medicine, right? Zero, nada, zip. And so it's a lot to manage, and I'm still trying to get I'm starting to be a little more active too. So if you got any questions about it, I can answer them for you, but this is where we're at right now. We're almost 6 weeks in.
It's more than that. I don't know where you
No, I know,
we're like 2 months.
I know my doctor's appointment. That's 6 weeks.
But you were 2 or 3 weeks before you went and saw him. Okay.
No, I went to I had my accident on Sunday. I saw him on Tuesday. 2 days.
Okay.
Right. They wanted me to go right away. And I got the first Tuesday in. So it's 5 Tuesdays. He missed a Tuesday. And then when I go back, I'm not going back anymore. So, but if you guys don't know, with fingers and toes and ribs, unless your ribs are puncturing something vital, like I was explaining earlier, there's not much anybody can do with it. You just got to kind of wrap it up and go on with it and, keep it straight and heal it. So.
Oh, James is going to put up 12 pints of ghee tomorrow.
Oh,
Good job,
nice.
James. Yes, I love
Make that
ghee.
shelf-stable butter,
That's right.
Everything we do has to be shelf-stable because look how we're in and out of refrigeration. So my daughter tried cut butternut squash and cut 2 fingers. Stacy's pretty good with that. She hasn't really done it bad, but she always gets a little cut here and there.
No, I haven't got one in a while.
Yeah.
You're way ahead of me.
Can I set up a rainwater even if I have city water? Sure. Just don't use your city water. Just use your rainwater.
There we go. People who do
Sovereign Silver is amazing. Yeah, we're using all. I could go through the whole
that. Oh,
list.
Sovereign Silver. Yeah, I have. Yeah.
I could go through the whole list. Dr. Christopher stuff. I could go through the whole list of all the stuff we're doing, but Stacy's going to talk about that later. Plus, we're talking about how we're recovering our gut health because I took 2 rounds of antibiotics because this thing was oozing a little bit. And we'll talk about why we opted for the immediate relief of the pharmaceutical antibiotics versus homeopathic antibiotics and all that stuff. So that stuff's coming up too. So Yeah, check the codes.
So was it difficult for both of you to want to homestead because of my wife is resistant to the idea? Warren's wanting to know.
Man, I mean, I don't.
Yeah,
even
we
know
were
what to
on the
tell
same
you.
page. I mean, that's one
Wherever
thing
I
you're gonna
go,
have to-
Stacy follows. That's all.
Well, if
we
I
can
didn't
say.
want to go, I really wouldn't go.
You're a Proverbs wife. I haven't ever had anything that.
Well, because we've always agreed.
I had the Harley. I said, let's ride it coast to coast. She's like, I'm on board. So I mean, everything we've ever done, let's do this, let's do that, let's, you know.
But it would be different if I was totally adamant against it. So we would have to talk about it more.
True that. I think that's true. But it's a tough sell, man. So you guys, that's just something you guys gotta find our sweet spot. You know what I mean? Like what gets you excited? Like, you know, is the thought of not having food, you know, is the bare shelves at the store not doing it for her, or, you know, you got to have a special mark on you to buy food. Doesn't that do it for her? I mean, I don't know. That kind of stuff flips me out. And now we're seeing it. So now it really is kind of serious.
All right, Karen, she says she's 61. She's got arthritis, no family. She cannot prep, but you can, because you can start getting food and making sure that you have food at your home. You have water, those things, you know, even getting a pot, you can grow herbs. Yeah, just make sure you have food and that your basic needs are you know, taken care of. And then also just like even blankets, you know, make sure you just have first aid things.
If your heat goes out, maybe you have a little propane heater.
That's all you need to
stay warm. You know, you guys have to tend to yourselves, right? I mean, don't have this lazy mindset that maybe you're going to pick up a phone and someone's going to come save you. Maybe have the mindset that you're kind of by yourself, and until, you know, family or friends get there, I mean, you're going to have to fend for yourself. So.
All right, so Eddie says he's excited because he's not that far from Panama City. You need to come see us, Eddie. And Eagle Girls, she's leaving because she loves the chocolate tea now.
All right, Eagle Girl, thanks for coming by. And
let's see. And then
going against the grain, what link are you talking about? Are you talking about the Keepers of the Old Ways ticket link? Click it again, because when I first clicked it,
it's only $8.
Yeah, when I clicked it the first time, it clicked up something different. And then it redirected real quick. So maybe you got caught in between that. So just try that again, if that's the link you're talking about. And if you guys got questions, write them in big capitals so I can see them from here. And Stacy's working the phone here for you.
Yeah, so I can see it too. And while we've been considered building an ice house.
Right. So
yes, we did.
We did consider it.
We were going to for a long time.
I was going to do it. And then I said, no, thanks. I mean, you guys, you got to pick your battles, right? People with ice houses, and then you got to cut the ice out of the pond. Okay. Now, we've been out here for a long time now, 12 years. And there's been years where you had like one day to get the ice out of the pond.
And they would all
and then you would have no ice, right?
So some Amish might get it. Some people won't have it. So then they would have to go and buy ice.
Yeah.
So it's just, that's how it is.
And you got to have a bunch of people. So we don't have a bunch of kids. Like, it's a romantic idea, and I really wanted to do it. But, you know, I'm getting older every year, and I'm pretty active and I'm fit, but I can't do every single thing. You know what I mean? So you guys got to get this through your head. Like, you can't do every single thing. So yeah, would I love it? Is it romantic? It's totally off grid. Totally. I totally got it. But I mean, I just couldn't do it. Just physically, I just, you know, we have enough going on with it.
Yeah, just everything. Everyone's got to pick your battles and take things one at a time, you know, especially when you're starting to do this.
Oh, so I was going to talk real quick about the doc. The doc said not to splint it. Okay. I'm good with my stuff now. Everything's closed up. I asked him if I should splint it. He said no, but he gave me the wrap. And then there was some special little finger sock that they wanted me to put on, but they didn't have one there, so they were ordering it or something. So he said, take the ace bandage and wrap it up tight if I'm going out and maybe doing a little choring or, you know, moving around a little bit. But since I'm hanging with you guys, I'm just letting it air out. And it hurts like a Dickens right now. And I'm just letting it air out and do its thing. But I'm not to have a splint on it because I want to start getting that range of motion in there. I was telling Stacy and them earlier too. This is going to be kind of weird, but you see how that's kind of, you know, this is bulged out. That's not like normal. Okay. So there's a little pocket in there. So when I scrunch my finger like this, inside my finger, I don't know if this makes sense to you, I can feel my bone moving inside the flesh, inside my finger there, because there's a little pocket in there when I do that. It's kind of crazy. All this stuff right here is really hard. You know, it's kind of dead. So I'm waiting for this. This will all start falling off. Kind of like this did. Remember I showed you in the video how it just kind of peeled back and fell off. And then there's the pinker skin that's all new and it's going to start regenerating. Your body's awesome.
Megan, the candles are called Radiance candles. And Warren wants to know, before going off grid, did you read any books? And if so, what were they? There's by John Seymour.
The Self-Sufficient Me.
No, not me. Self-Sufficient Life.
The Self-Sufficient Life and How to Live It.
Yeah, that's a good book. That's a really good book.
And there was a couple other ones, but mainly for me, I was all over the old Westerns. You know, I was really into watching the old Westerns. I was really watching like how they were doing the water, how they were doing the stove, how they were doing all their stuff, right? And if you watch the earlier Westerns, they were just coming out of the 1900s. So a lot of that stuff is legit. It's not like some fake stuff they just put out. So that was the lifestyle. So that was my main source of information there. And then we have this Pioneer book set over here from Time Life back in the day.
From the 70s.
I was reading that too, about how they came west and the sod houses and all the different ways they were making houses to live in and how they were doing stuff. So that was my other.
But you get a lot of ideas. Like when we would watch the old, Bonanzas and Riflemen and all that, you can kind of watch certain things and how they did it. Like even I had gotten one of those water drinkers, that you would scoop it in and drink. You see things like that. It's like, oh my gosh, that would really be functional. That would work. You get a lot of ideas from the old Westerns. So kind of watch some old Westerns. But that John Seymour book's really good. Living a Self-Sufficient Life.
Yeah. And just remember too, when we first moved up here, in case you didn't know, we had no idea the Amish were even around here. So then we befriended them, and then all my studying and everything came to life, and then I saw it in action, and then I learned even more, and that's how we've lived. We basically have lived like the Amish for the last decade. And I say that in full confidence because I know Amish guys that own trucks and own Bobcats and trailers, and then they just make English people keep them at their house, and they just use them. So that's how they do it.
All right, what else?
Yeah, pre-fake news Westerns. Yeah. I mean, there's a certain, I don't know what it is, but there's a certain age of Westerns when you start watching them, and even the camera work and the storylines and the way they film, it's more spaghetti Western-y. I don't really care for it. I don't really watch them. I watch all the old stuff. And right now, Bonanza is just my show. I just love it.
Oh, but Bonanza is the best. It really is. My new Tennessee home is 64 and doing it alone.
Do it.
You can do it.
Yeah, you can do it, man. No, and I was saying your body's amazing. It wants to heal itself, right? You don't need a lot of drugs and a lot of all this extra stuff to do it. If you guys are eating good and getting sun and taking care of yourselves, your body is it wants to be healthy. It wants to get back to a good state. So my body right now is working overtime on my fingers, on my ribs. It's still healing, and everything's going to be good.
Silent.
Yes, you can do canning of your meat. Thanks, Angie.
Well, the thing is with the meat, we call it FOD, food on demand. So if I want a chicken, I'll do a chicken.
Right.
There's an Armenian way of
we're going to show you that
meat.
coming up.
It's called bastarma.
Yes.
It's just salted. I salt it.
So that's another way you can store it.
With
Smoke
my stove
it.
now,
You can smoke
I can
meat.
make jerky.
You can dehydrate it.
Yeah.
Yep. And you can freeze it. So there's lots of ways. She does not like canned meat. We tried that when we first got out here. And she's
it's not my favorite.
I'm not eating that no more. How do you preserve your apples? We make the cider. We make the apple sauce.
Well, yeah, I do. Apples are great. I mean, you can do. I do apple cider vinegar. I do my apple butter. I've done fermented apples. I mean, I try to do a lot of array of different things.
You do your brandy or whatever.
I do apple brandy. Yeah. So when I get my apples, it's like here today. It's my apple brandy day, and everyone loves the apple brandy. I did it when we were at Homesteaders of America. I thought, oh, I'm going to do it, and it was probably one of the biggest hits out of all of them. It's just you get your apples. There's a video on it.
Yeah.
You just cut up your apples, skins and all. I just do apples, put some raisins and some sugar. And I just keep mashing it down, apples, raisins, sugar till the top. I use like a gallon jug. You keep mashing it till it's at the top. It's mushed really good. You cover it good with, I put a plastic wrap over it and then some rubber bands. I put a few layers on it and then I'll stick a book on it and set it away and let it go. And I found it'll be okay after 5-6 months, but if you let it go a little longer, it's better. So I let this last one go 10 months and it was amazing. So easy. Fermentation's been around for a long time. So
It's ancient, man. That's why we use it. That's our total go-to. We don't, we're not advocates of canning, and it's just what we do. Everybody has their thing.
yeah, that's a cool thing with YouTube. I mean, everyone's doing different things, so you can glean a little bit off of everybody. You know what I mean? So it's huge.
What's up, Alberta, Canada? So easy and so good for you. Do you use sugar as in sugar cane or stevia? So
Okay,
if you do get sugar, you should get pure cane sugar.
Yeah, and I'll talk now.
Go ahead, babe. This is our wheelhouse.
So, okay, so there's a difference between sugar. So when you go to the store and you see sugar, if it says just sugar, it's usually beet sugar, and the majority of the beets are genetically modified. So you need to stay away from that. So if you are going to use refined sugar, you want it to be sugar cane. It needs to be, like the commercials, pure cane sugar from Hawaii, the S&A or C&H cane sugar. But of course, your white cane sugar, it's refined, so it's been processed a lot more. So if you are going to use sugar, I would suggest using something that is less processed. Like I use Sucanat, 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 and it stands for sugar cane natural. And it's just like evaporated cane juice. They're like little granules, and it has a little bit. It's darker, so it looks more like a brown sugar. It has more of the molasses left in it, and that's very nice. But then you can get coconut sugar. There's different ones that, and that's gonna affect your blood sugar a lot less. We use maple syrup, raw honey, and then I raise stevia here, so I'll just dry my leaves. I just grind the little leaves up, and then I can put the leaves in a tea ball, or I can even make it more into a powder and use that also. Or you can have get like stevia extract. You can make an extract, or you can buy a good stevia extract from the store. Just read your labels, make sure it's made, it has alcohol and it's from, stevia. It doesn't have a lot of other fillers, because the majority of stevia is messed up because they're putting other fillers in there, and some have flavorings, maltodextrin. All these things are going to mess it all up. So you just want to make sure it's pure as you can. But like I do use regular refined cane sugar when I'm doing my kombucha, and then when I feed my hummingbirds, because you don't want it to be too pure so that it won't be able to break down. So that'll help break down, because in a kombucha, when you're putting your sugar in there, it's going to eat it all up. So you're not going to, when you taste it, it doesn't taste like sugar. It's going to taste, a little more vinegary, I guess.
Somebody said maybe their ghee smells moldy.
It shouldn't smell moldy.
Never heard of that.
It should smell kind of nutty, buttery.
Yeah, throw it out.
Well,
your nose knows.
Unless it could be, if you had it sitting for a while, was your butter bad, or did you not get all the milk solids out of it, or maybe was it in there long enough? Sometimes maybe it could still have some of that, or maybe you got too much of the milk solids in there and it was sitting out. It could be that.
How do you detox from sugar? Stop eating it.
Yeah, and you know what? Sugar is totally a drug. It really is. I mean, it's amazing. I don't do sugar. I can't. I mean, it'll make me sick if I do. But I have no desire for it. Like things that I used to eat, brownies, and I mean, if I do, I try to make things as good as I can, but I don't have any desire because I stopped eating sugar. And for a lot of you guys, I had some girls stop me when we were at Layman's, and they wanted to know, what do you do for your hormones? Or I'm telling you guys, for any of you ladies out there that are having any problems, stop your sugar intake, or any things, carbohydrates, alternative sugars like pancakes, your bread, cereals, crackers, bagels, all that kind of stuff. If you really are having a lot of issues, then I would stop it. Try not to do it, and you'll notice how good you feel. Notice what happens when you eat something. You wait an hour or two, and if you start feeling tired, or you want to take a nap, or you're not feeling right, it's from your food. So look and see what you're eating. You have to be your own health detective.
No, we don't go for no corn syrup.
No corn syrup.
No, that's garbage.
No. Why are we blinking the light?
Well, I was just trying to keep us sassy. Have you ever ran out of rainwater? No, not yet. And if we do, we have a pond. So then we'll just drag that water out. I'll pump it into my big tote, and then I'll bring the tote up here and I'll run it through the Berkey, and we'll always have water. Put a pond on your property. Fun fact about Missouri, all the lakes and ponds, they're all man-made. Lake of the Ozarks, all that stuff, all man-made. There's no natural lakes in Missouri. Isn't that something? I bet you never knew that. I also bet you never knew. I know you guys like those rabbits. I love dropping this when I see people talking about rabbits. That Indians starved to death when they were eating the rabbits in the winter. They found them all dead, starved to death, eating rabbits. They're full of bellies, full of rabbit meat.
Yes, let's hear it for the moderators.
Yeah, thank you, moderators. Everyone say thank you to the moderators. So, yeah, did you guys know that? So rabbits are so lean that they just don't have any benefit on them.
Or you need to be eating them with ghee.
Yeah.
You
got to add a fat.
Well, you have to have fat in
Yeah.
it, right? How many liters of water do you think we use in an average day?
Well, we're in America, so we use gallons.
Well, I could figure out liters. I don't know. How many would I?
Not that many.
It depends
3,
if I'm
4
doing
gallons
laundry
or something, tops.
Well, we take
Laundry
a
days a little
shower or
more.
laundry, you're going to use more. I don't know.
Not
I'm
that
so
much.
bad.
We are so watertight because when we first got here, we didn't even have our rainwater collection system, right? So when we first got here, we were straight up hauling water. We would fill up jugs at our friend's house or go to the well at our neighbors, and we'd fill up over there, and we'd fill up those totes. It was big time. I mean, we did the whole thing till I figured out what I wanted to do. Because if we wanted to dig a well here, it could cost $20,000, right? So unless I made a bunch of good videos, it's another trend that I see is people that are doing well, they end up back on the grid, don't they? How many guys you guys watching off grid with whoever, and they're doing the off grid this and that, and all of a sudden now they're plugging in, and it's crazy. All right, if you got a question, leave it in all caps. We're getting ready to blow out. We've been here for an hour and a half.
No way. Have we really?
It flies when you're having fun, and we got stuff to do before the sun goes down. I got to work on your video for tomorrow. I'm trying to get caught up because I took all that time off, so you guys can see some videos.
We're doing okay, and yes, I will do a lot more cooking videos.
And it's our anniversary, so we're gonna have our special anniversary dinner.
You know what we're having for our anniversary, guys? Well, I made the soup. It's kind of like a hearty, beefy soup, like a vegetable-y soup, in a bread bowl. So, you know, like when you make your sourdough bread, you just, instead, I like to make little rolls and put them in the muffin pan. You just make a bigger blob, you know, and then when they cook, then when they're done, then I freeze them, and then you can cut out the top, scoop it out, and then put your soup in it, your chili or anything. Isn't that an awesome idea?
Yeah, so good.
So I like that. So that's what we're having for our lovely anniversary dinner.
Lenora, we're not doctors and we don't play one on YouTube, but you know, from what we understand and study, arthritis a lot of times is caused by.
Well, it's okay. Anything itis, it ends in itis, is inflammation.
Right.
So it's inflammation in your body. So what is causing the inflammation in your body? So you need to go back and be a detective and look and see.
Is it something you're eating?
Generally, people who have arthritis, you know, it could be caused by gluten, especially rheumatoid arthritis. A lot of times people that have RA are 500 times more likely to have gluten intolerances. But I would definitely straighten up my diet. Go on to you can look, you know, up like an anti-inflammatory diet and go on that. You know, I would cut out all my gluten. I would do lots of, you know, vegetables, especially leafy greens, and change how you eat. And also add fermented food, because you might have some dysfunction going on in your gut, or possibly leaky gut where your immune system is attacking. So, you know, this way, if you just start with your diet and do little bitty changes, maybe adding a little fermented food. Sauerkraut is a wonderful one to help with healing. If you're going to start, it's just wonderful. And a lot of places, if you don't want to make it, you can find good raw sauerkraut. Don't get it canned already that you see on the shelves. You want to make sure it's in the refrigerated section. It says raw. And then just add a little fermented food, a tablespoon or two, you know, if you do some kombucha or have some yogurt or kefir, and just add it throughout the day. I'm doing a video coming up on fermented ketchup. I think coming up tomorrow, the next
Yeah,
day.
why are you
or
buying
whatever.
ketchup at the store? Make your own.
I mean, these little things that you add,
Mustard. Why are you buying it at the store with all that extra garbage in
it's
it?
so easy. And if you start adding these things and adding changes, you may start noticing your inflammation will go down, because with arthritis, how come some days it's better and some days it's worse? And I know a lot of people say it's the weather, but look at what you're eating for the day. Cut out your sugars. I mean, a lot of people are like, I'm never going to stop eating cookies or whatever. I mean, that's your choice. But if you want to be achy and be in pain, you know, you might want to change it. So just look at your diet, be a detective. When you eat something, notice what's happening shortly afterwards and kind of go from there. But look into an anti-inflammatory diet. I would do ginger tea. You can do turmeric, you know, just read about anti-inflammatory diet.
And then I'm going to say something too that, man, so many people just overlook. Dehydration.
Oh yeah, water is huge.
A lot of people with arthritis and a lot of other kind of ailments, they're chronically dehydrated. So year after year, you're not getting enough water. And that's what happens. Your organs, your mind, everything starts losing, right? Because our bodies are made up of water and you have to drink the water all the time. But we drink the sodas and the teas and the coffees and never really the good water.
Yeah, water is huge. Like first thing in the morning, I would drink a big, huge glass of water, room temperature water in the morning. Don't drink chlorinated tap water from the city. Make sure it's good, purified water.
Yeah,
we always like to put a little pinch of unrefined salt in there to get the minerals. And then
you guys don't be writing me off. You know, I know some stuff.
But the water is huge. There's a lot of chronic problems that people have, from headaches.
Yes, somebody asked about headaches.
Your skin will look better.
I saw you.
It's amazing. You'll just be like,
look at the skin. Look at that skin.
But I mean, it's huge. The water's huge.
It's so fun.
We love.
Oh, hush it now.
Silk Sonic.
All right. I know you don't have time for. Why are you asking about football? Who cares about that, man? Do you get the fruit flies in your compost? No.
Oh, are you talking about like in the compost bucket in the house?
The composter, that bucket there.
I mean, if it's in the middle, if I had it full and I'm letting it get all juicy and disgusting, I haven't dumped it out, because I fill it to the very, very top till I go and open up my compost, because I don't want to keep opening up my compost pile. So I'll fill that up as much as I can. And then you might get them a little bit, but I can also, you know, I have these little jars. You can put your apple cider vinegar if you do.
Good job,
thing of dish soap.
You asked for Carla. Carla wants to know, where's the rest of my videos with that health and nutrition you were going to talk about? You give out that teaser a year ago. How long you got to wait in between teasers and actual information around here?
Now.
She'll get back on it. She actually tried to make a video kind of by herself and stuff, and then I shelved it. Oh my gosh.
I did do it, but he didn't like it, so.
So we got to figure out where we can deliver the information in a way that will keep your attention. And then it's coming. And then I got hurt, and you know, all that stuff happened this last year. How do you keep flies away? We say, stay away, fly.
No, this is my favorite thing to do of all time.
Oh, look, we got the fly sticks. You don't have to get one out.
I'll get it right here.
Can you get it? Oh, come on, you can do it.
These are the best invention.
Those are pretty good.
That you pull open.
And we got the standard issue fly swatter.
And then you can listen to the little flies going when they get stuck on it. But these are great. And they're like nothing for like 4 of them. It's not $1. I mean, this is great. So if you have flies, this works wonderful.
Yes, there's nothing normal about tornadoes breaking across our part of our country in December, folks. So yeah, that's a fact. All right, what is the name? Man, y'all are flying up here. I can't keep up. What is the name of the outdoor kitchen? What is it called?
Off-Grid Cafe.
Off-Grid Cafe. We got the letters and everything. We have friends send it to them, and it's been like 3 or 4 or 5 years or something. They're still in the box.
Well, you haven't done it yet.
I know. I got to do
them. To do.
That, you know, it just falls down the priority list. But now we're pretty dialed in on the homestead, so I can get to this little knick-knack stuff. All right. Okay, man, we're going to wrap it up. Hour and 30 minutes we hung out with you guys. Holy guacamole. There's 2,000 people hanging out in here right now.
And then Arlene wants to know about Rambo. Rambo's awesome.
Yeah, he's right next door hanging out with his ladies.
Yeah.
No, we don't eat pork. I don't know why anybody does, to be honest with you. We used to eat the heck out of it. And then, you know, I did some Bible stuff and studying. And, you know, for us, we decided we were going to biblically eat you know, like the Bible says. And then when we cut it out, and then, oh man, now it smells disgusting. And then I started doing like the other side of it is just the health of it and how they can't get rid of toxins in their body and they don't sweat. I mean, you can try to feed it organic. It's just like lipstick on a pig, man. You're still eating bad meat. You know what I mean? I don't care what anybody says. So, and that's my opinion, and I can have it all I want. But
and if you also look at like your blood,
everything about it, y'all don't, you know, you can do it if you want, but for us, it just, there's no payoff in there at all. And they're messy and they're, you know, no thanks.
Okay. And then we talked about the moldy ghee.
They got you guys scammed out back in the day. Remember, they started bringing out those commercials on TV to make you eat more pork. Talking about it was the other white meat, and they were comparing it to chicken. Chicken's way better meat than any pig could ever be.
Well, you could have people to beg to differ on that.
Well,
you could get there's a lot of people. I mean, that's a big thing. That would be like right. Tell me. People's bacon.
No, I'm not talking about what you like or anything else. I'm talking about just the healthy aspects of it. Chicken is far better for you than pig. Yes.
Oh, right. If you would look.
Yeah, you can like it all you want. Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, sure, that's a big debate. Yeah, but I mean, you ain't gonna pull the wool over my eyes.
Yeah. Scientifically,
you could keep it out in rose petals, and you could sing to it every morning, and it could only bathe in spring water. It's still a pig, and the meat is still subpar. Oh my gosh,
Gary.
Oh, what's Gary saying?
Oh, he's not even watching. He's
what he's saying?
He says this is the lumber rack.
Oh, he's telling my phone. Gary's got a lumber rack for me so I can keep some wood in the barn there. Don't worry about him.
I know. I got it.
So that's Gary bugging the phone right now. Do you eat the bass out? Yeah, we eat out of the pond, y'all. That's another food source. Not only is it a water source, we eat the cattails. We're going to do videos about that coming up one day. Cattails are a huge source of food. We also have the fish. We have bass and bluegill, and you know, it's just a microorganism over there that's good for providing us stuff.
So Dennis wants to know, his butter was frozen when he made the ghee. What did that affect it somehow? It would take a whole lot longer for you to do it because it's an hour and a half at 250 degrees. When it's frozen, it's going to take a lot longer. So that's the only thing.
Colleen, if your house is leaking and you have mold totally everywhere, you can't afford to stay there.
Yeah, mold is really bad. There's a lot of people, if you start having health problems, you know, mold, and you can do things to help detox from mold once you get out of it. But, you know, really, you know, look into that, you know, either if you can move or get it taken care of, because mold can cause a lot of health issues. And especially over time, it's not good. And a lot of times people keep having problems like with kombucha or something, and you're getting moldy stuff on your things like your sourdough and all that. It could be you have mold in your house.
Hey, Barmio, you say you want to break and live off grid. We've never lived a more or less expensive life ever. So for you to say, you know, I just can't subscribe to your mentality that you are prevent me from doing it. Only that the land is an issue, right? So if you could find somewhere where you could lease some land, you're probably paying rent already. So you could probably work it out. But I'm not a person who could subscribe to that stuff. When I get stuff in my head, I do it. Like, you know, you could ask my wife here. I mean, do I?
Yeah, we just
when
do
we
it.
say we do it, we just do
taker.
it. Yeah, we just do it. So I can't even register that. It doesn't even, I mean, if I wanted to do it, I just found a way. I sold everything I had on earth to make this happen.
Yeah, Barney says, all I want in life is to live off grid, but money prevents me from breaking free. You know what? Was that what you were talking about? Yeah, the thing is, you know, you have to kind of live without and try to do, you know, you just kind of make it happen.
Find a person who can do some owner financing for you, right?
There's a lot of people
you can
like
do
old
this.
farmers.
You guys can do this. So I just can't, my mind won't even take me there. Like I can't, it sounds like, you know.
Just if you just keep trying, you know, there are a lot of owner finances around. If you go to different areas and you can ask, someone might want to rent to you, you know, and then just kind of go from there. And then, so Regina wants to know about a good carb intake because she's got low blood sugar. So just, you know, rices, quinoa, those are good options if you want to, you know, maybe try to fill up a little bit, but you don't want to make your whole meal that, because that's still going to be, you know, that'll elevate your blood sugars too if you do too much. Remember, fat is not going to mess with your insulin levels. So putting ghee, you want good oils, you know, extra virgin olive oil. Those are really important. You need fat because fat's going to satisfy you and it's going to help you get from one meal to the next. Unfortunately, I know a lot of people have diabetes and things, you know, they're eating and eating. Well, if you eat fat, that's not going to raise your insulin level. So when you eat a good fat, not fat like, you know, like a bad fat, but you know, avocados are good fats. You know, some of these good
Not
oils
bad
are
meat
good.
fat. You want
You know,
good meat fat.
Good grass fed. You can
Right.
use beef tallow, duck fat, ghee.
Because remember, the fat is where they're storing the toxins, right? So if you guys are eating
Conventional.
low quality meat from
Right.
a butcher yard out in a commercial area, you know, they're dragging it around, they're sickly and all that stuff. That's stored in their body. Then when they get butchered, it gets locked in. See, that's why you have kosher butchering. I don't know if you guys know this stuff. We'll hit on it real quick. But when you have a stressful dispatch on your animal, right? You have to chase it a long time, or you know, it takes a second to actually get the dispatch done. It causes toxins to get released in their body and their muscles, and then the meat doesn't taste as good, and it's even harder, right? That's why you have a kosher dispatch with the neck slit and the blood pumps out very naturally, right? The animal's very calm, and then you'll have a much better meat. So all that stuff, and there's so much, all this stuff actually just all goes together in so many ways, you know.
What do we do about ticks? We have guineas.
Keep the grass short.
Yeah, grass short, and we have guineas. They love them.
And hopefully we'll see you guys in Florida in January. Don't forget, we're going to be at the Keepers of the Old Ways conference. We'll be speaking there both days. And it's going to be a lot of good information. A lot of good people are going to be there. And if you guys are around there anywhere, make sure you get your ticket. The link's in the comment section here. And then we'll hope to see you guys there. That's our first event in 2022.
Yay. Yeah, and we look forward to seeing you guys there if you can show up.
What about chiggers?
Chiggers are the same thing. Chiggers are out there if it's wet, very moist. You know, on the edge of your property when the grass is a little bit higher. When you have that and it's wet, you need to keep your grass down because chiggers are usually in that. But yeah, they can really itch. They're not good. But that's a big one. When you have shade and higher grass and it's moist. So don't walk in that. All right. Let's see. Oh, here's one that says, I've been watching yours for my videos, wondering if you would go back and take some of your favorites and bring them into the new days of having. I'm going to redo a bunch of old videos because a lot of them are terrible. So that's what I'm planning on doing coming up from now on.
But right now, what we got to do is probably some chores outside. I really want Stacy to work on her book. So the fermenting book, real quick, if you guys ordered it, we're way behind on it. She's going to work on it some more. We're trying to get it to the printer here quickly so we can have it out by January, February. It could be March, it could be April, but you're going to have it real soon. And we're going to get it to you. And then, you know, next year when you're getting your garden going and everything, just make sure you're keeping in mind the fermenting that you want to do and everything, so you can plant a little bit extra, because those books are going to be there for you when you really need it, which is when you're pulling your harvest out. So.
Yeah, and the fermenting books I'm doing a lot on lots of different ferments, not just like ones with salt. I mean, I have honey, I'm going to do drinks, I have meal ideas. There's a lot of things in it, so it should be good.
It's fabulous.
And then Lee wants to know, do you use cane sugar for your hummingbirds? Yes, because a long, long time ago, I thought, oh, I'm going to take care of my hummingbirds and make them much more natural. And I'm going to give them, raw sugar, like the turbinado. And I was, trying all the other kinds. That's not good for them because their little digestive systems, they need it so they can process it quickly. So the regular refined cane sugar is the best for hummingbirds.
Everything that we talked about in the video, stuff that we think is cool, we got discounts on a lot of stuff for you guys, is all at offgridwithdougandstacy.com. Okay. If you want to get the pre-order on the fermenting book, you can do that, right? There's no shipping charges on it right now. If you want to get the cookbook, you can do that. We have our chocolate tea, you can do that. Our sun oven link is there, that saves you money. The Mason Tops link is there, so you can ferment. All that stuff is there. All of our latest videos are right there on the homepage. Again, there's some blogs that we've written that we're going to be adding to. So it's kind of a cool spot for you guys to kind of stay in touch with us without YouTube bossing you around. And then that way you can kind of, take it upon yourself to do it. And that's a good place to land because it has everything there. So offgridwithdougandstacy.com.
And prayers to all of the people who
Big
had
time.
bad weather. We
Just
are there for you. Our whole community is there for everyone.
Yes.
Our prayers are very powerful together.
That's
our
right.
thoughts and good, positive vibes going their way.
That's right.
So you guys have an awesome
Yeah,
night.
if you guys are having trouble with Keepers of the Old Ways site, and remember, there's a bunch of y'all trying to tap into it right now, and they're probably not that advanced with their setup. You know, it's kind of a low key kind of a place, what they're doing. So just, try back. And that link works good. I already double checked the link, and then just keep trying back. And then I'm going to click it one more time. Yeah, so it's working for me right here.
Yeah, Keepers of the Old Ways.
It's right here.
Yeah.
So that's good. So yeah, just try clicking on it and stay with it. But hopefully we'll see you guys there. The horses are outside. We were going to bring the horses in for a quick visit, but
a lot of people like the Keepers of the Old Ways, they used to have their horses, and you'd have your little house, and then the horse would be
right next to it.
And they could stick their heads through and see you in your little house.
Yeah, Jason, it was close here too, closer than 40 miles. So yeah, it's crazy stuff.
Oh, Anna Mae, her daughter, they were hit they were safe. That's good. Well, cool.
All right, that's a wrap. So we'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm trying to do videos every day, so if you watch them or not, whatever. But there's always good nuggets tapped around in there. So hopefully we'll see you guys every day. And that's it, really.
And make sure you guys are drinking your water. Adding a fermented food to your diet.
Yes.
Leaving time in the day just to relax and breathe and enjoy nature, right? Don't just sit, and when you say you're relaxing, watching TV is not relaxing. Take care of yourself and add a little joy. Be more like a kid, all right? Be joy-filled.
And don't forget, news stands for negative energy without sustenance. Okay?
Yep.
The news is just there to rile you up and to keep you paralyzed.
And when you don't watch the news, you'll be much happier.
You feel good and you'll get stuff done.
Yes, I don't do it anymore.
All right. You guys are awesome. We really do always appreciate the time you guys invest in us by stopping by, checking out our videos, or coming to 2,000 people, coming to hang out with us on the live stream for an hour and a half. It's really something that's touching. So we know there's a hunger out there, and we're fully committed to bringing you guys this information and to answer your questions and to be as available to you as we can. So hopefully that it's going to make a difference for you. It made a difference for us when people helped us. So that's just our heart that we have, is to keep paying it forward, but we have this platform so we can do it on a huge scale. So what a blessing. All right, y'all. Yeah. Happy anniversary. Aw, wasn't that cute? Now, y'all have a good night and everything. We'll see you tomorrow on the video about 9:30, 10 o'clock. And then that's it, man. We appreciate all y'all.
We really do. Thanks, you guys. See you later.
Where's Molly? Say bye, Molly.
Where's
Molly's sleeping over there.
She's on her bed. She's hanging out. She's had a tough day.
Yeah.
Eating her bone.
You'll see it tomorrow in the video.